Hello everyone and welcome to our Great One series, and no world champion today, and a very short series, just one video, but I just felt that there are some players that we have to touch. Marshal is one of them, Nimzovic is going to be another. You know, we discussed so much I would say the early 1900 till 1930, right? We are around Alekhine. But there were several great players that were not world champion that have a big spot in history. And definitely Frank Marshall would be, in my view, maybe the first or one of the first of those players. One of the greatest American players of all time. I would probably say after Fisher and Murphy, probably is there. Born in New York and lived in Montreal for most of his youth age. Started playing chess by the age of 10 and, well, quite quickly started, getting some big success with chess. Most likely his biggest achievement, by the way, born in 1877, just to get a perspective of the time. Most likely his biggest ever achievement won in 1904. There will be a few games in the PGN, winning the Cambridge Springs tournament with an unbelievable score of 13 out of 15, many points ahead of players ahead of him, including a world champion, Lasker, 11 wins, 4 draws, absolutely amazing score. He won the US Congress that year, but, well, didn't officially for some technical reasons got the US championship title. He only got it in 1909, a title that, well, he pretty much held for 27 years, although championships were not really regulated at that time. He had real difficulties against the great ones, meaning Lasker. He played the World Championship match against him in 1907. As you remember, we touched it from the Lasker point of view. He won. Well, I mean, Lasker won. Marshall lost 8 games and 7 draws. That's really not a great match. Then he played 2 years after it. By the way, all the games in that match, since Lasker also was residing in the U.S., were in New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Chicago. So that was really a championship all over the U.S. Then in 1909, he played a match with a young star named Capablanca, and he lost pretty much same style. I mean, 8 losses. He managed to win 1 game and 14 draws. A bit better result, but, well, nothing really to write home about. But actually what's interesting is that after the loss to the young Cuban player, Marshall endorsed him, actually fought for him to play in some tournament, including the very strong San Sebastian tournament, which was one of the strongest in history at that time. Some players didn't want Capablanca to play. Actually, finally played and won the tournament. Marshall never got really close again to World Championship title. And okay, yeah, as great as he was far from the great ones. Mainly his positional chess was lacking. I mean, he was a great tactical player. Well, he surrendered the US championship in 1936 to then the big American rising star Samuel Reshevsky. Again, one of the greatest one in chess history in general. We will definitely touch some of Reshevsky chess also after 27 years of pretty much holding the title. You know, we are doing this video in 2015, and exactly 100 years ago, I don't know, give or take, well, a few months, the Marshall Chess Club, maybe the most known chess club in the US, most likely the most known chess club in the US, opened in 1915 in New York City. 100 years after, it still exists. Well, we have few